Hare Krishna, Mataji and Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much for all your blessings and prayers.
Hari Bol Mataji.
Hari Bol Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hari Bol Mataji.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji.
Hari Bol Mataji. Hari Bol Mataji.
Hari Bol Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Congratulations.
Mataji, congrats Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Congratulations, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. But for your prayers, it was not possible. I was thinking about all of you.
Hare Krishna, pray for us also, Mataji.
Sure, Mataji. I was just thinking, all of you should do quickly.
Mataji, thank you so much.
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Even for us, you pray for Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. But you also have to determine. You have to take it from Guru Maharaj Janta.
Okay. You please teach us how you practiced and how you studied.
Yes, Mataji. Whatever little I did, I will definitely share with you.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadadi Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sakagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, welcome all to today's morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So let's discuss today. Okay, so today we're going to discuss about topic on Guru. So now you may be wondering why are we Sunday discussing spiritual master and Guru. Okay, so what we will do is just load the books also. Canto 2. Okay, so yeah. So if you look at this, okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so if you look at this chapter 7, which is in Canto 2, we're talking about scheduled incarnation with specific functions, right? So here you see there are list of various incarnation. Incarnation is avatar. So what is avatar? So in generally we say no. What is this? What avatar is this? That you're coming with a completely different new look, right? We'll tell to our children or a small girl or boy, right? So avatar means that we are changing our appearance. When we change our appearance, our activities and functions also will change. So, for example, Janmashtami, you will see a small girl coming dressed up like Krishna, or any characters from Krishna Leela coming on stage and then singing something or reciting some sloka or something like that. Somebody wondering, hey, you don't recite any sloka, you're not like that. How come you're doing that today? Because you've changed your attire, your look as some personality of Krishna Leela. So, avatar means that we change our entire attire, our look, our personality, and present ourselves as a completely different new person. Okay? And why are we doing it? When we do, it is childish, but when Lord does, it's for a great purpose. So that's why it's called avatar. Avatar is also incarnation. So avatar does not mean anything else. Okay? Avatar means the Lord who descends from the spiritual world to the material world. And when he descends in different forms, in different types, in different energies, in different sets of people, so different paraphernalia, he descends. And when he descends, according to the avatar, according to the form, shape, and mood, he performs certain activities. That's what avatar means. Okay? So now, this chapter is dedicated called a scheduled incarnation of the Lord. What is scheduled incarnation? That means whatever Lord is going to do, it is already informed. Okay? He informed to his devotees, and the devotees wrote it down. So, for example, Lord Ram came, during Treta Yuga to perform wonderful actions. So, before that only he told Brahmaji, and Brahmaji in the form of a swan, he came and he meted the entire Ramayana to Valmiki. And because he meted the entire Ramayana to Valmiki got that knowledge. Oh, Lord Ram is going to incarnate, and this is what he's going to do. That means he immediately wrote the entire Ramayana even before the Lord came. He documented the entire Ramayana before Lord came. Till how much? 11,000 years is time, total time that Lord Ram ruled in kingdom of Ayodhya. That means unto 11,000 years and his sons Lava and Kusha, everything got documented. Even before Ramayana going to happen. Right? So that is the beauty. So that's why it's called scheduled incarnation. Scheduled incarnation means what Lord is going to do when, in a various time period, various millenniums, is already been described. And that is what has been documented here. So that means great personalities like Vedavyasa already knew who the Lord is going to come, what fashion is going to come. So this is a great information for us. Why? Because today what happened, a lot of unscrupulous people, they will do some magical yogic siddhis power by practice of some austerities. And then what they will say, I'm God. Right? And hence you can say, this is the scheduled incarnation we have, and your name doesn't exist here. So you are not bona fide, you are not Lord. Right? So we can reject. So you can see how Shastric knowledge, perfection of knowledge, helps us to understand the real plan of the Lord. What is going to happen when? Right? Now, when the Lord comes through various incarnations and avatars, what does he do? He teaches us. He teaches the demons He teaches the bhaktas, right? Paritranaya sadhunam vinayashaya cha dushkritam. So paritranaya sadhunam means what? Sadhus are devotees. Oh, I protect and nourish the devotees. So at the same time, I chastise the demons. I may kill them, I may do whatever I want, right? So here protection means what? There are many meanings that Prabhupada writes. Protection of devotees means unlimited meanings are there. So one of the meanings is to teach my devotees, give this knowledge. Give this knowledge about me, right? So thereby the devotees are practicing or meditating on the Lord. They'll come to know about the Lord. Oh Lord, you're so like this, you're like that, you're this. That is first. Second, the Lord also teaches the devotees, Dadami buddhi yogam yena mam upayantite. The Lord sitting in the heart of it, He teaches the devotees. What does He teach? He teaches two things. The first, you are currently living in this material world and you live according to what you have been destined with. Some of us are destined with 75 years, some of us are destined with 85 years, some of us are destined with 90 years, 100 years, what it may be. So you're going to live in this material world. So the Lord is going to teach us how to take care of you according to the Manu Samhita. What is Manu Samhita? Manu Samhita is nothing but a book or a manual for the human beings to live successfully in this material world. What are the do's and don'ts, right? So a simple example, I put a plant, the plant is growing. Along with it, a weed is also growing. But the weed is also looking like a plant. Weed may also produce some poisonous fruits. So the manual of agriculture tells us that if you eat this fruit from a proper plant, you will live healthily. But if you eat this fruit from a poisonous plant, you will suffer. But both are growing. So this knowledge helps us to distinguish between the right and the wrong, the goals of life and the unwanted activities of life. This is Manu Samhita, right? So similarly, when Krishna came, right, He gave this knowledge to us. So along with giving this knowledge, He gave this knowledge through various means. So we'll see that. But He also acted as a guide. He is acting as a guide internally sitting in our heart, right? And then He's teaching us how to transcend this material world while you have to spend your fixed duration of time in this material world, right? So for example, let's say one of us is 50 years old and we have another 35 years to live. So Krishna is going to teach, how do you take care of you for the next 35 years? Okay, that's the first teachings He gives, right? He teaches the gunas, He teaches the right and the wrong, He teaches how do you focus on your mind, how do you build your consciousness, many things He teaches. Okay. Then He also teaches what is called as the knowledge of the spiritual realm, right? Even though we are in the material world, where is spirituality in this material world? He teaches that also. And then He teaches the path back home, back to Godhead. He also teaches, how do you return back to me? Avyakto akshara iti bhuktas tammahu paramam gati. So that supreme planet, which is not destructible, which does not take shape or change or anything, it is completely remained eternally glitter and glowing. How do you reach that planet? So Krishna teaches that also. So that is the meaning of, one of the meaning of Paritranaya Sadhuna, right? So now we can see Krishna sitting as Paramatma, the Chaitya Guru in our heart, is also teaching us. So before we go into scheduled incarnation, if we understand the position of a spiritual master, right, then you can understand or appreciate Lord's incarnation better. So hence we see that we are connecting the position of a spiritual master. Okay, is this clear to all of us? Okay. Now what we will do is I'll share the document on spiritual master. Okay, so now the sloka starts here. Okay, so we're not going to read this sloka now. We'll come back to read this sloka at the end of understanding. Okay, so we'll start from here. Srimad Bhagavat. Is this visible for all of you? Is this readable?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we'll start from here. We'll come back to the sloka at a later point. Okay. Now, in 11th canto, chapter 17, text 27 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna says, Acharya mam vijaniyam navamanyeta karhichit namartya buddhya suyate sarvadeva mayo guruhu. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so we're going to reference also Chaitanya Charitamrita, what Krishna says, but we'll read this first. One should know the Acharya as myself. Srila Prabhupada is called the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Like that, many Acharyas are there, right? So Acharya is non-different from Krishna. So for example, what are the Acharyas we say? We say Ramanujacharya, Acharya. Then we say Madhava Acharya, Madhava Acharya, Vallabha Acharya. So like that we say Acharya. So this is called the Acharya here. Okay. He says the Acharya is myself, Krishna, in the form of an Acharya, Shakti Aveshwara Avatar. And never disrespect him in any way. Okay? Whether you're right or wrong, whether you know it or don't know it. The first thing one should do is never disrespect an Acharya. Okay? One should not envy him, thinking him to be an ordinary man, for he is a representative of all the demigods. Look at it. The demigods we read in Bhagavad Gita, under the 5th chapter, that the demigods bestow all the mercy for the living entities, right? So Krishna recommends that one should make a mutual understanding or an arrangement with the demigods, right? So for example, you get aligned with Indradeva, he nourishes you with all the rains that are required for your farming. Like that, you make arrangements with all the demigods, they benedict you. Now here he says, the spiritual master Acharya is a representative of all the demigods. That means, if there are 3.3 crore demigods, what benediction they can give? What is that they can give as, blessings is done by your Acharya. That means when Prabhupada or an Acharya equal to Prabhupada benedicts you, is equal to 3.3 crore demigods blessing you. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay. Now, spoken by the Lord Krishna when he was questioned by Uddhava regarding the 4 social and spiritual orders of the society. The Lord was specifically instructing how a brahmachari should behave under the care of a spiritual master. Okay. So here, brahmachari, the word is used is because, in a reference of Varnashrama system, a student joins the ashram as a brahmachari, and under the guidance of spiritual master, he is getting trained, right? So that's why the brahmachari is being used. A spiritual master is not an enjoyer of facilities offered by the disciple. Okay, he's like a parent. Without the attentive service of his parents, a child cannot grow to manhood. It is true, right? When we groom our children become proper, good adult, well-behaved adult with good qualities, sense of responsibilities, many of those things. So similarly, when a child is cared by the spiritual master, he can rise to the plane of transcendental service. That is the beauty, right? So hence, we have 2 fathers. The first father is our father and mother who gave birth to this material world, giving this body, this deha, made of 5 earthly elements and 3 subtle elements. Then my spiritual master, the Acharya, he gave me another birth from changing from a material consciousness to a spiritual consciousness. That's what Acharya did, right? So hence we have 2 parents. But which parent is more important? Both are very important, but your spiritual parent scores higher because he's going to deliver you back to home, back to God. Okay? Yeah. The spiritual master is also called Acharya, transcendental professor of spiritual science. Manu Samhita explains that an Acharya as a bona fide spiritual master, he accepts the charge of a disciple. What does he do? He trains them, he handholds them, he gives them Vedic knowledge, and he gives them second birth. That's what we talked about. So the second birth is called initiation ceremony. Okay, what is initiation? Initiate means, in simple English, it is to start. He's going to start you. What is going to start you? First, the spiritual master is going to accept you as a disciple. Then he's going to make you to study the Veda Shastra. Because he's going to make you study the Veda Shastra, it is called Upaniti. Okay? What is Upaniti? Upaniti means one who gets connected from this gross material consciousness to a spiritual Acharya through a transcendental plan. That's called Upaniti. You get connected with a spiritual master. Okay. One cannot be brought near a spiritual master, cannot have a thread, and thus is indicated as a sutra. One who says, I don't want to go near a spiritual master. I don't want any of these things. They're all called Sudras, whoever it may be. Okay? The sacred thread on the body of a Brahmana, Kshatriya or Vaishya, because only these three Varnas can wear a thread. Sudras cannot wear a thread. Okay? He's a symbol of initiation by spiritual master. If he's wearing a thread, oh, that means he's connected to a spiritual master. He's connected to a parampara. Okay? Duty of a spiritual master is to initiate with the holy name and give him the thread. Okay? So this thread is not a 50 paisa thread. It is very, very transcendental. It is highly elevated, highly spiritual. Right? And that's the power of this. A person born a Sudra is not barred from spiritual initiation. It is not that, oh, I'm a Brahmana, I'm a Vaishnava, I'm a Kshatriya, I'm a Vaishya, I can do that. No, even a Sudra is allowed, provided he takes up the process of spiritual realization. So hence Prabhupada adopted this technique. Prabhupada saw all of us were Sudras. We were not eligible. So Prabhupada said, I will pull you up from a Sudra consciousness to a Brahmanical consciousness. And he gave him the qualification. That's why Prabhupada is considered a great Acharya. Right? In the Vayu Purana, Acharya is defined as one who import all Vedic literatures, rules and regulations, and teaches the disciple with all these things. Right? You cannot say, I will just learn the Vedic scriptures, but I will not follow any rules and regulations. Okay? But that won't help you because you will make mistakes. The rules and regulations guard us while we tread this path. If we don't follow rules and regulations, then we may deviate the path and go somewhere else. Hence, the rules and regulations are required. The important aspect of rules and regulations are any mind that in the material realm or the material world is bound to chanchalam. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavat dridam. So, this chanchalam means is always speculative. Why not this? Why not that? Maybe I'll follow him. Maybe I'll do this. So this chanchalam will help us to lose our direction. And hence, the rules and regulations have been brought. The rules and regulations are not brought just like that. It is brought so that we get focus on the goals that we want to achieve in our spiritual life. Okay? So one who understands this will uphold this, the rules and regulation very dear to his heart. Okay? Therefore, in the dealing of an Acharya, there are no activities but those transcendental loving service. Okay. So one day, you know what happened? There's a very famous video, it's on the internet also. I'll talk with respect to His Holiness Jayapada Swami Maharaj. So many devotees were in Mayapur. They were all standing near Jayapada Swami Maharaj and they were discussing. So one press reporter comes and he says, oh, we've come to Mayapur for the first time. We want to see this, we want to meet you, we want to hear from you, things like that. So His Holiness Jayapada Maharaj is explaining the Mayapur Dham, how transcendental it is, and beautifully he's explaining. And he's just talking very simple things. And his disciples are recording it. So this interviewer is asking this person, why are you recording this? Anyway, you all know this. You know what he said? No, whatever the Guru speaks is transcendental. That's why we record. Every akshara, every pronunciation of a Guru is transcendental. So we record and we hear it again. Right? So that is the beauty. That's what you have to understand. Okay. So hence the dealings of the Acharya is always transcendental. Okay. So hence it is said that the Lord who has a beautiful form, Krishna has a Shyamasundara 200 form, is manifesting for our sake in the temples as Archa Vigraha. That means when you go to a temple, you see Radha and Krishna, you see Krishna standing, is Archa Vigraha. That means that is the Lord who's manifested into that Vigraha. Now, the Lord is also manifested in a personality who's like an Acharya, but he's also, through the Acharya, he's teaching us, and hence he's also called Acharya Vigraha, a moving form of the Lord. One should take shelter, right? So he's called Archa Vigraha, the altar on the deity, and the Acharya is called Acharya Vigraha because he's not different from the Lord. Okay, good. Anywhere you have difficulty or doubt, please stop me because I'm going a little bit faster so that we can cover many of these aspects. So that we'll get time for questions debates, concerns, and things like that. Okay, but you can stop me anytime if you don't understand the topic. Okay, now we also want to know who is a bona fide acharya, right? So it says, if an acharya does not have an attitude to serve the Lord, but the acharya says, just serve me, he is considered to be an offender. So such an acharya is not a bona fide acharya. So what you know, you did it, you reject him. That's what it says. So bona fide spiritual master always engage in unalloyed devotion service of the Lord. That means whatever his consciousness is, he's always thinking about the Lord, nothing else. So when he is into such a consciousness, he is considered to be a representative of Nityananda Prabhu. And hence we are called Guru Parampara. Nityananda Prabhu is called Adi Guru. Right? So all the gurus that manifested, they are disciples of Nityananda Prabhu. That is what you have to understand. And Hachan Acharya is known as Acharya Dev. Influenced by the temperament and dissatisfaction because of an attitude of sense gratification, mundaneness criticize the real Acharya. You must have seen on social media, you must have seen on various YouTube videos, several literatures also. You know, people have found fault with Acharya. Why? Because they are completely influenced by the three modes of material nature. When one is completely immersed in three modes of material nature, the first tendency of the three modes, that is the Maya Shakti, is to make you commit mistakes. And one of the biggest blunder a person can do is to offend that Acharya. Krishna says, I am not different from an Acharya. Right? He says, I am not different from an Acharya, but when I have come in form of an Acharya to help you, you are criticizing me, and hence it's considered a greatest offense. What happens to such person? Millions and millions of birth, he will never be able to generate love for Godhead. He will only generate enviness for the Godhead. Right? So when we always generate enviness for Godhead, we can never reach the planet of the Vaikuntha, because that's the abode of Lord. We'll always remain in the material world. So remember, the enviness is the cause of concern, biggest. So hence Prabhupada says he goes one step ahead. As devotees, you should not be envious of anyone in the material plane also. The quality of enviness should go away, is what Prabhupada says. So when we don't have enviness at all, whether in the material friends or the material relationship, we will also develop the same quality of not being envious in the spiritual plane also. And the topmost of the spiritual plane is not being envious of the Acharya, your spiritual master. That means the enviness is not present, it will translate into love. And that is the only way we will be able to connect with the Lord. This is called transcendental realization. Okay? Now, let's go further. The real Vedic philosophy is called Achinta Bheda Abheda Tattva. So what is Achinta Bheda Abheda Tattva? Simultaneous oneness and simultaneous difference. This is called Achinta Bheda Abheda. Bheda Abheda. Tattva. Tattva means truth. Right? So, what does it establish? Simultaneous one and different from personality of Godhead. Right? So, Acharya is the best example of Achinta Bheda Abheda Tattva. Right? In one way, Krishna says that an Acharya is not different from me. Okay? So, simultaneous oneness. In other ways, Krishna says that an Acharya is one of the greatest servant. We just read, no? One who does practice unalloyed devotion to the Lord is considered a bona fide Acharya. We read that. That means, one side Krishna is saying he is not different from me. Another side Krishna says he is a servant of me. So, he is a great Acharya. Right? So, this is called Achinta Bheda Abheda Tattva. Okay? Simultaneously one and different. Okay. Now, Raghunath Das Goswami confirms, right, that you should consider Acharya like a parallel track. Right? What's a parallel track? You use the Acharya, I would not say I use the Acharya, you worship the Acharya in order to get Krishna. If you get Krishna, you get an Acharya. If you worship the Acharya, you get Krishna. See? You get both. But if you just worship Krishna and reject an Acharya, you cannot get Krishna in completeness. You lose Krishna. Now, if I only worship Acharya, but I will not accept Krishna, then you will see you will become impersonal in nature. So, You have to blend both these personalities together. And that's the most important. The best example I can quote is Nityananda Prabhu. Okay? So Nityananda Prabhu is non-different from Krishna. We say Krishna Balaram. We say Gaura Nitai. He's one way is not different from Krishna. But the other way you see, Nityananda Prabhu is the greatest servitude of Krishna. When Krishna wants to lie down, he forms the bed. When Krishna wants to walk, he becomes his shoes as a servant. When Krishna wants to fight, he becomes his weapon. So you see how Nityananda Prabhu is serving Lord Krishna as a servant. So you see, simultaneously a servant, simultaneously is a non-different from Krishna. Right? Another example we can take is Govardhan. Haridasa Variyo. So he's Hari and he's Dasa. So Dasa means a servant, but Hari is also Hari. That means simultaneously Hari, simultaneously Dasa. Achinta Veda, Veda Tattva. And Acharya is like that. There's no difference. So if you see Acharya as Krishna Shakshat Paramatma, who's come down to teach me through this personality, you will worship him, give him equal respect, just like God. If you see the Acharya as a mundane body, then you will not see him anything beyond that. That's it. You will just see his body. You'll keep criticizing all his commentary. Right? Okay. So now let's go further. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas, so this is very important. Okay. Gaudiya Vaishnavas therefore worship the Gurudev in the light of his being servitor of personality of Godhead. In all ancient literature of devotion service, mainly the songs written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Narottam Das Thakur, the spiritual master is always considered either one of the confidential associates of Srimati Radharani or manifested representation of Nityananda Prabhu. So there are two things. Nityananda Prabhu is Guru Tattva, while Radharani is Haladini Shakti. Okay, what is Guru Tattva? Guru Tattva is your transcendental knowledge, your Guru Parampara. Okay, what is Haladini Shakti? Is the supreme servitude. That means one who serves Krishna for his pleasure. Okay, so the Guru will give you the Tattva. By the Tattva of transcendental knowledge, by the Tattva, he is engaging the disciple to serve Krishna, to give him pleasure. That means our knowledge is Guru Tattva, but our service is Haladini Shakti. So that way what we do, we engage with the gopis, we engage with the servitudes of the gopis. And through our Acharya, we serve Srimati Radharani, through which we serve Krishna.
Prabhu, can you repeat this once again, this part? This one?
So Nityananda Prabhu is Guru Parampara. Radharani is Haladini Shakti. Purpose of Radharani and her entourage is to serve Krishna for his pleasure. The purpose of Guru Parampara is to give us the transcendental knowledge and take us to the transcendental plane. So now we are in the transcendental plane. But how do we serve Krishna? We don't serve Krishna through Guru Parampara. We serve Krishna through Haladini Shakti. Because Haladini Shakti serves Krishna for his pleasure. So our entire Acharya is so pleased to serve Krishna as a subservants of Srimati Radharani. Okay? So this is what we have to understand. So that is how both these tattvas, they exist simultaneously. Okay. Now we will read this Adi Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrita 1.44. I'll just share that for you now. Let's scroll. Okay, so able to see this screen? Are you able to see my Veda base?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, now we'll take Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's 46, so we'll go to 44. Okay, see Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 1.44. Yadyapi Amara Guru Chaitanya Radasa Tatapi Janiya Ami Tanhara Prakasha. What does this mean? Although I know that my spiritual master is a servitude of Sri Chaitanya, I know him as a plenary manifestation of the Lord. Okay? Purport. Every living entity is essentially a servant of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? Every living entity is Prakriti. and the spiritual master also his servant. Still, the spiritual master is a direct manifestation of the Lord. Achinta Beda Beda Tattva. With this conviction, a disciple can advance in Krishna consciousness. The spiritual master is not different from Krishna because he is manifestation of Krishna. Okay? That's why you see on the altar, for example, you go to the temple, Krishna is there as Archa Vigraha on the temple altar. He's sitting. But why is that we can say a person like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura or Srila Prabhupada or your Guru Maharaj, his Vigraha can also be on the altar on equal par with the Lord, is because of this condition. Right? Is it clear so far? Lord Nityananda, who is Balaram himself, is the first direct manifestation or expansion of Krishna. He is the original spiritual master, he is Adi Guru. He helps Lord Krishna in his pastimes, yet he is a servant of the Lord. You see, even though he is Adi Guru, he is a servant of the Lord. Every living entity is eternally a servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Therefore, the spiritual master cannot be other than the servant of Lord Chaitanya. The spiritual master's external occupation is to expand the service of Lord Chaitanya by training disciples in service attitude. A spiritual master never poses as Supreme Lord himself. He never says he's Lord, even though he's manifestation of Lord. What does he say? I am a servant, I am a representative of the Lord, trying to teach the preachings of the Lord so that you can help yourself transcend this material world, go back home, back to Godhead. The revealed scriptures prohibited one pretending to be God, but a bona fide spiritual master is almost faithful and confidential servant of the Lord. Hence, he deserves respect at par with Krishna. Right? So, hence, how we give that same respect. Go back to your Arti. When we do your Arti, you are having a paraphernalia of Arti. You start from Agarbatti, Pancharti, Conch, then dress for the Lord, then you have flowers for the Lord, then you have charmer, then whisk, then you have peacock. If you look at all of them as you're offering to the Lord. But offering you offer to the Lord, you also offer the same to your spiritual master because they're not different. Everything you're offering. And then after the spiritual master offering, you take that as prashad, benediction for you. So this is what you have to understand. Okay, is it clear? If you are now saying, I am very clear about my position of spiritual master, why should you become envious? If you become envious of your spiritual master, you are going to become envious of Krishna. If you're going to offend your spiritual master, you're going to offend Krishna. There is no doubt about it. Okay? We'll come to other detailed learnings now. Okay, next sloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita 145. Guru Krishna Rupahana Shastrera Pramana. Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Karena Bhaktagana. Right? Now look at this translation. According to the deliberate opinion of all the revealed scripture, spiritual master is not different from Krishna, and Lord Krishna in the form of a spiritual master delivers his devotees. How do you get liberation? Krishna engages his confidential servant. He gives you Diksha, he gives you Harinam, he gives you purity, he uplifts your transcendental position, makes you to serve the Lord, and gives you liberation. Right? So you see, your gateway to liberation is your spiritual master. There's no doubt about it. Okay? Next sloka. 146, Adi Leela. Look at this sloka, translation. One should know the Acharya as myself, who Lord is declaring himself, and never disrespect him in any way. Sometimes you may see the action of your spiritual master, you're not able to understand. You may see, oh, it is wrong. Oh, you may conclude that it is impractical. But doing that is a distractor. Why? Because we are in the material plane, we cannot understand the transcendental services. Hence, we find mistake. When we find mistake, the enviness on the spiritual master begins. And that is the fault now. Very dangerous. So one should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is a representative of all the demigods. We discussed this. Right? So, this is the position of an Acharya. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll go back to our Word document. Yeah. Okay. So now why we don't understand the instruction of a spiritual master many times? Why don't we understand the activities of the spiritual master? Is similarly, we also don't understand the activities of the Lord, right? So why did Krishna play the pastime of Agasura? Why Krishna Balaram played the pastime of Dhenukasura? We don't. Why? Because it's achintya. Achintya means beyond our ability to understand Lord's actions. So, if Krishna and the spiritual master are not different, even the spiritual master's activities and is also inconceivable, is achintya. This is what you have to conclude. So, what we need to do? We have to just simply take the shelter of our spiritual master, like a menial servant, tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Follow whatever he said, assume that is the truth, take it up, and nothing else. Okay. Now, Prabhupada says, Lord Nityananda, who's Balaram himself, is the first direct. Okay, we read this. Okay, we read 45 also. Okay. Okay, now we'll come to this portion. Now, Guru is called Gurun. Guru comes from the word Gurun. So why this word comes from Gurun? We'll go back to the sloka, the first sloka that we took, which we want to read. Yeah. So we'll go back to this sloka. We're going to read this now. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.8. Okay. We'll read the sloka. To understand the sloka, we'll go back to our notes. Okay. Vettattvam saumya tat sarvam tatvatastat anugrahat uyah snigdasya sisyasya guravo guhyam apivuta. Translation. And because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a disciple. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them. Now, look at the key word here. The key word is spiritual masters. This is the key word here. Okay. So why he's using, instead of using guru, he's using guravo. Look at this word, guravo here. Guravo refers to the plural of spiritual master. Guru is singular. Guravo is plural. Okay. So Gurava refers to many spiritual masters. So Arya, I've learned that only one Diksha Guru. How come we have many spiritual masters? So how do I understand this? So we'll just go back to this word, to this purport. We'll just read this purport and then we'll go back to the notes. The secret of success in spiritual life isn't satisfying the spiritual master and thereby getting his sincere blessing. If your spiritual master blesses you, that means you become successful. What is the indication that my spiritual master is blessing? Okay. Many indications are there. The first indication, the fact that he is accepting you as his disciple, even though we are ineligible, is his first blessing. Second blessing, if we follow his instructions. So, for example, your spiritual master tells that the duty of a disciple is to minimum recite my your Guru Pranama. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya. That Pranama, minimum 3 times in a day, Trikalam, that means in all kalam. My benediction on him will be there. Right? Third, following the instruction of spiritual master, your Guru says that if your Guru is benedicting you, apart from these things mentioned, I will also come in your dreams to instruct you, to tell you. Right? So you can see many of these like these are indications available for us to know that my spiritual master is giving his blessings on me. Prabhupada made a bigger, bolder statement. He said, all my instructions and blessings are in my books, in the form of my books. So if you read Prabhupada books regularly, you're getting the blessings of Prabhupada because Prabhupada made a blanket statement. See, you're getting. Hence, Srila Vishnu Chakra Thakur has sung his famous 8 stanzas on the spiritual master as follows. Which is the one? It's the Guru Ashtakam. Only by satisfaction one can please the personality of Godhead. When the Guru is dissatisfied, there's only havoc on the path of spiritual realization. We'll fight, we'll find fault, we'll commit Vaishnava offenses, we won't understand the scriptures. What is this? How much ever I'm reading, it is not going to my head. I don't know how to deal. I don't understand Vaishnava etiquette. I'm not getting love of Godhead, no taste for chanting, no services. This is called havoc. This is what will happen in a spiritual life. It is essential, therefore, that a disciple be very much obedient and submissive to the bona fide spiritual master. So the Goswami fulfilled all these qualifications as a disciple. And therefore, he was endowed with all the favors that he was able to present Srimad Bhagavatam to the 10,000 sages of Naimisharanya. How did he present it? He presented as a representative Vyasdev. What's the meaning of representative Vyasdev? Our books are called Bhagavad Gita as it is. That means whatever Vyasdev are told, without changing a word or letter, no meaning change, I am presenting it. That is what it means. So the sages of Naimisharanya were confident that Suta Goswami was a bona fide, therefore they were anxious to hear from him. So when the preacher is bona fide, you will see the students in the class are very attentive and they want to hear from him. If the teacher is non-bona fide, you will see ruckus in the class. So it's a sense of measure. Okay, we'll go to the notes now. Okay, so we'll come to his notes here. Very important notes here. We saw that Suta Goswami is getting benediction from the spiritual masters. So the Guru comes from the word Guravo, which means plural. So it's also called Gurun, G-U-R-U-N. It is a plural form of representation of Guru in Sanskrit. It is used in prayers and song, such as, for example, when we recite now, today morning we recited, Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Yuta Padakamalam, Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha. See? So that means to offer respect not only to one personal singular spiritual master, Guru, but to the entire parampara, to all the spiritual master in the lineage, the predecessor acharyas, in the disciplic section of the parampara. So when we say spiritual master, even though we are focusing on our Diksha Guru, but it is, I would not say Diksha Guru, focus on our spiritual master, we are actually focusing on the entire parampara. When we pay obeisances to Prabhupada, we are paying obeisance to the entire parampara. That is what it means. Hence, Guru is Gurun, plurality. Gurun means plural number, all the acharyas. They are not different from one another. It is not that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is not different. I mean, better than or lesser than Bhakti Vinoda. Bhakti Vinoda is greater than Gaur Kishore Das. No, they're all one. They're all representing different realms of spiritual life. Because they're coming from disciplic succession from original spiritual master, they do not have different views. They all conclude how all the rivers in the country, they all converge and become one as Ganges and flow into the Bay of Bengal. So they all converge. They may look different in their form, shape, and size, but they converge. Converge here is the goal. That's what is important here. Okay. Look at this. Suta Vacha. He said, Dvaipayana Shaktastva evam Maitreyo Bhagavam Stata Prahedam Viduram Prita and Vikshikyam Projitaha. What does he say? He said, Maitreya and Vidura had a conversation by which we got how much, about 36 to 38 chapters of Bhagavatam. That means some portions of third canto, fourth canto, and some portions of fifth canto. That's the conversation happened between Maitreya and Vidura. So Vidura inquired to Maitreya, and Maitreya spoke this transcendental knowledge. So Maitreya took the position of Guru, and Vidura took the position of the servant. Okay. So here it says, to approach Guru to submissively hear from him, we know that Tadvidi Pranipatena, 34. Although the process is simple, it's very simple, no? Approach a spiritual master, follow. We do that, right? I want to learn Sangeet. What do? We go to a Sangeet Guru, give him some fruits, Guru Dakshana, pay obeisances to him, and immediately learn song, singing as a kala from him. So the process is there. It's very easy, but you have to practice. The issue is we don't practice. Okay? So Prabhupada gives, very beautifully gives. For example, suppose you have a typewriter and which is not working. You have to go fix the typewriter. But you want to fix the typewriter, you have to go fix the typewriter with someone who can fix it. You cannot go to a vegetable vendor and say, fix my typewriter. He will break it. Right? So you have to go to the person who is well versed with the typewriter knowledge. So similarly, the Guru is well versed about one fact. What is that one fact? About Radha and Krishna. So you go to him, he'll teach you the bhakti of Radha and Krishna. Right? So you don't get bhakti from Krishna, you get bhakti from his devotees. You get bhakti of Radha and Krishna from your spiritual master. Okay? Yantra Rudani Mayaya. Ishvara Sharva Bhutanam Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati. That's the sloka. Yantra Rudani Maya. What is Yantra Rudani? He says this body is a machine. Yantra. It's a machine. But what do you use this machine? Don't get attached to the machine. Instead, engage that machine in service of the Lord. Engage that machine in understanding the scriptures. But if you don't engage that, if you use that machine for some meditative yoga and things like that, you will see some form of impersonal understanding and a different path of execution will come. Bhakti will not come. Prabhupada says, therefore, bhakti begins with search of tat vijnana, spiritual knowledge. Only when we search spiritual knowledge from a spiritual guru, we'll get bhakti. Okay. So hence Prabhupada called all guru is called a person who is very heavy. Heavy means is not that he's fat. He's heavy with transcendental knowledge, transcendental realization. That is his heaviness. So you hear from him. Krishna says, Evam parampara praptim idhar imam rajasya yogidu. What he says, you want to learn transcendental knowledge? You know, one must receive through parampara system. Evam parampara praptim. So that means you're receiving transcendental knowledge from lineage of gurus in the disciplic succession. You're not just forming, oh, my guru only discovered everything and then he taught all these things. No. Today, whatever we are discussing, we are not discussing by manufacturing our own knowledge. We are we are just presenting what our previous Acharya presented in a palatable manner. Palatable means one you can easily eat, consume. So hence he says, Brahmanishtam. What is Brahmanishtam? By that mercy of the spiritual master, I can get fixed up myself on the Supreme Lord. No other business. So the Guru's position is completely aware of the scriptural injunction. It is not that he is an engineer, doctor, or anything like that. No. Scriptural injunction. And by that, he is so powerful and strong. He makes us to get fixed in devotion life. Okay. So now we will come to the last portion of the conclusion. What is the conclusion? Sadhya sadhana tattva puchite najani kripa kari sabha tattva kahata napani. Sanatana Goswami told Lord Chaitanya, actually I do not know how to inquire about the goal of life and process of obtaining. Please be merciful and explain all the truth. This is sloka from 20.103 Madhya Leela. So human life is meant for understanding this tattva. What is tattva? Tattva about my Supreme Lord, my Creator. my relationship with him. And how do I achieve that? I achieve that by taking the mercy and services of the spiritual master. That is the real purpose of human life. There is no other purpose of human life. We are running after many things. All those things are not a purpose, because whatever we are running after will just get demolished, destroyed in a matter of time. So the Guru is so special. What does he do? He trains us in that absolute knowledge. If you don't connect with the Guru, you are in a great disadvantage. That is the conclusion of the Shastra. Okay, so now we'll come to the point of debate of, there are many gurus called Siksha Gurus, they call Diksha Gurus. Right? So how do you understand them? So Shastra concludes that once you take and accept the shelter of a spiritual master, Diksha Guru, he helps you with two things. The first thing that he does is he makes you connect with the parampara. Okay, now you're a disciple of the parampara, the Guru parampara. That's what he does. Okay, so that's the first connection you get. So when he gives you the thread, he connects you with the parampara. Okay, great. What happens? When I get delivered, my spiritual master is not delivering me. My entire Guru parampara is delivering. Recently, you must have seen Gaurang Prabhu was being honored by the Puttige Mattar as someone with great Bhagavatam honor, some honor he received. Right? He just narrated so many slokas. They were stunned. And they gave a title also, they gave an award and things like that to Gaurang Prabhu, our Gaurang Prabhu. When the title and the award was given to him, you know what he said? He said, I'm accepting this not as Gauranga Prabhu, but I'm accepting this as a mere representative of Guru Parampara. Hence I'm offering this to the entire Guru Parampara. That's what he said. Perfect realization. So this is what we have to understand. There's a statement made by Srila Prabhupada that if we don't complete our human form of life, we will be born again, and your Guru will have to come again. Who's coming again? The Guru Parampara is coming again to help you to get delivered. And Prabhupada says it's a very bad idea. You should practice such a way the Guru is pleased. The Guru should not be burdened with your practice. If you feel that I cannot do all these things, don't take up the initiation. Take an initiation, be serious about your devotion. That's the point here. So, the first thing that the Guru, spiritual master, does is he connects you to the parampara. Great. That's why my Gotra changes from whatever Gotra that I am having by birth, it changes to Achyuta Gotra. That I am part of the parampara. Excellent. Then what does the Guru do second? The Guru puts you on the transcendental plane where you can serve Krishna. How does he put you on transcendental plane? By giving you rules and regulations and by giving you Vedic knowledge. This is what Guru does. Now comes the position of Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru. Prabhupada had 5,000 disciples. Many Gurus have thousands and thousands of disciples. So what the Gurus do, just like how Krishna engages and preaches his knowledge by engaging many people or many of his spiritual masters, the spiritual master also engages his service, these two services that I talked about, through his servants, bona fide servants. So they take up the position of what is called a Siksha Guru. So hence you will see, I want to learn music today, then I will get a singing Siksha Guru. I want to do deity services today, then you will connect with the deity service Guru. I want to cook today for Lord. I don't know how to cook, so work under the assistant of a Bhoga Siksha Guru. deity Shiksha Guru, Kirtan Shiksha Guru, like that. So like that, you'll see that in our devotional life, we'll come under many, many gurus who teaches us different aspects of spiritual knowledge. However, many of them are transient in nature. What's transient? That means they come and they go. Right? So for example, I'm making garland for the deities. I'll do maybe for half an hour in a week or 1 hour in a week. So only during that time, that person acts as a Shiksha Guru. Not at all times. So there will be some people who are prominent where they handhold you on your spiritual knowledge as a representative of your Guru for a longer period and more areas of practice. Since you will see, one may have many Shiksha Gurus, but they'll have one prominent Shiksha Guru. So hence the Shastra concludes that the Shiksha Gurus can be many in number, but Diksha Guru can be one in number. Is this clear? Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
So I will stop here to make you understand. I talked about Parampara, I talked about most of it. If I had left anything, we'll cover it. But now we'll open the table for questions. What are questions you have? You clarify. And now when Krishna comes as avatars, he comes to teach us. He's acting as a guru. When Krishna does not come as avatars, then who will be my guru? Krishna remains in the heart as Paramatma and acts as a Chaitya Guru. When you are ready to turn up to Krishna's instruction, Krishna will teach. When you turn your back to Krishna, turn away your head from Krishna, he doesn't teach. He asks the Maya Guru to teach you. That's it. All the time we are under the shelter of a Guru only. Whether you want transcendental Guru or material Guru, you decide that. As simple as that. Okay? So now we'll take up questions so that we clarify all our doubts.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Pranams.
Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, from what I understood, there are many spiritual masters, but my spiritual master will be only one, no, Prabhu?
Your Diksha Guru will be one.
Okay.
Your Shiksha Guru will be many.
Yes. But spiritual master, Prabhu, how to understand
Both
that?
are spiritual masters only.
Okay.
Your Shiksha Guru, is he teaching you how to make money, how to learn cricket playing, how to play tennis? Is he teaching you that?
Okay, Prabhu. So we will have many spiritual
Whoever teaches
masters.
you a spiritual subject is called a spiritual master. In
Yes.
that spiritual master, we have a Diksha Guru who helps you to connect to the Param and who gives you this Vedic knowledge. But he gives this Vedic knowledge through a representative or a servant, and hence that person becomes a Shiksha Guru. And when we talk about a spiritual master, don't confine yourself. Yes, another disciple of Srila Prabhupada is not considered your guru. He is also considered a guru. But your spiritual master will become your primary Diksha and Shiksha Guru. Other gurus also is Shiksha Guru. For example, I heard one lecture from Lokanath Swami Maharaj. He gave a great instruction. If it is in service of the Lord, I will follow it. So, he is giving Shiksha. He teaches how to sing properly. Oh, I should follow it. So, he becomes a Shiksha Guru also. That's what you have done.
So, Prabhu, can I extend this, Prabhu? So we'll be hearing lectures from so many gurus, no, Prabhu? So should we call them all as spiritual masters, Prabhu?
Yeah, spiritual master, Shiksha Guru. But there is one spiritual master who delivers you in this life, that is your Diksha Guru.
Okay.
The prefix Shiksha Guru comes, spiritual master comes to everybody.
Yeah, whoever, see, master means what? Guru. Whoever teaches spiritual subject is called spiritual master. Okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Whoever delivers you from the holy name, or you're called as connected Diksha Gurus and Siksha Gurus. Okay, so for example, let's say you've taken initiation from your spiritual master. He left the body. Then how are you mentored? How are you taken care? You're lost? No. So the Siksha Gurus are representative servants of the law of your Diksha Guru. They take care of you. So hence you see the role, multi-dual roles. That's what you have to understand.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Danut Pranam.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have a quick question. So I came across one shloka from the Antya Leela, which says, Diksha kale bhakta kare atma samarpan, sei kale Krishna tare kare atma sam. So for the spiritual master, this is understandable, Prabhu. So at the time of initiation, the translation I'll just read. At the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders unto the service of the Lord, Krishna accepts him to be as good as himself. So it's understandable when we look at it from the point of spiritual master, but it sounds contradictory when we think of it for ourselves, because our constitutional position is the servant of the Lord. So how is this Atma Sam coming in, Prabhu?
Very simple. So Krishna said that one who comes to the transcendental platform, okay, he takes the position of a guru. Okay. So Mahaprabhu told that we need millions of gurus to teach this subject to this whole world. Just having 10 gurus, 20 gurus is not enough. Right? He took the example of a tree. What did he do? He took a mango seed, put it into the ground. In no matter of time, it sprouted, it grew, and became a tree and produced fruits. Right? You know the pastime, right? So, in the pastime, many, many fruits came. So what Mahaprabhu said, you know, I cannot do it alone. So I want all of you to join. So you all should become gurus. So Mahaprabhu said, we need 1 million gurus, 100 million gurus, he said, we want. Then the question is, okay, my spiritual master is a guru, but how will I become a guru? So when you become a guru, what does it mean? Is you completely become transcendental in your consciousness, in your activities, in your vacha, in your actions, in your mind. Everything is transcendental. When you reach that position of transcendental, you also accept the position of a guru. Right? Now, let's take this from a futuristic point of view. Let's expand this from future. Okay? Prabhupada was there. He initiated about 5,000, 10,000 disciples. In that, many Diksha Gurus came. Now that we have, let's say, 300, 500 Gurus in ISKCON, for example. They have initiated certain disciples. But these 300, 500 disciples who are Gurus now, they'll also leave the world, right? So the next in the line, who are initiated, who are ready and transcendental consciousness that they possess, they will take the position of Guru and they will also become Guru. And when they become Guru, Krishna is saying, they are as good as me. Why? Because you are speaking the same 4 Vedas, the same instructions of the Lord, completely transcendental in your consciousness. No karma, no jnana. It is only pure bhakti you're going to teach. And hence you also take the position of Guru. That's what it means. Imagine 100 years later. You think after 100 years, because no more current gurus are there, the system has to close down? You have to become a guru. Another person has to become a guru. They have to carry on with this cult of bhakti and teach the others. So they become gurus. Clear, Mataji?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, bro. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Excellent question. Okay. What else questions you have? Was the subject heavy or was it giving clarity?
It's giving clarity.
Clarity, Prabhu.
Okay. Good.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, as what I have understood, delivery means coming out of the cycle of birth, death, disease and old age, and eternally we will be in the service of the Lord, Prabhu.
Prabhu, we have to change our consciousness. In the entry-level class, that means we are only teaching to juniors, things like that, we can say delivery means moksha, get out of birth, old age and disease. That's the first standard teaching. Okay? Graduate level teaching is not that. Graduate level teaching is engage yourself in loving devotion service of the Lord. The byproduct is automatic, spiritual body and you get rid of the material body and all those things. Automatically you will move out of this world. But that's a byproduct. So moksha is a byproduct. But the real product is Krishna Prem. Engage yourself in loving devotion service of the Lord. The first change has to happen in your consciousness. If the consciousness changes, automatically your karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, they'll work towards that. This is what you have to know. So delivery means loving devotion service of the Lord. Delivery does not mean getting rid of this body. That is a byproduct, and that is for the junior classes. For graduation, this is what you have to understand. Okay, Prabhu?
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, this is, I don't know whether to ask in this forum or not, but maybe you can give a full overview. Prabhu, in a temple, there are many disciples of different gurus.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so because of that, there is some kind of a groupism also happens.
Correct.
Okay. Correct. So this is a general issue and many have to face. Okay, but just wanted to understand why first of all, why does that groupism happens, and can't there be one to avoid that groupism? Can't there be one everybody aligned to a particular a guru there, so that we can avoid this groupism and have a better synchronization? Otherwise, what is happening is multiple groups and my group is better than you, or I need to do this because you are doing that. This kind of conflicts will come. How do we generally address this kind of an issues?
Okay, great question.
Okay, great question.
Oh, you go mute.
Because
Yeah, thank you. So, great question, and it is the biggest problem that we are having in the current context. So, we'll understand this very clearly. You also gave the solution. You should have only one guru. That one guru is who? Srila Prabhupada. Okay, because he's a founder Acharya. All of us should align only to Srila Prabhupada. And if, for example, you may be a disciple of some ABC Maharaj, but the teachings of your spiritual master will be an extract of what Srila Prabhupada spoke. It won't be anything else. That's what you have to understand. Okay? So, all of us should align. First of all, we should think we are children of Srila Prabhupada. We are not children of anyone else. That is the most important fact. We have to come to a conclusion. Second, does any one of you in this forum believe that one disciple of Srila Prabhupada is better or inferior to another disciple of Prabhupada? Does any one of you believe that?
No.
No.
No, Prabhu.
All of them are great children of Prabhupada. They are handpicked, selected. Right? So how can you find difference in them? You find difference with them because you have a duality. You're infected with duality in consciousness. That's the material world. Material world is full of dualities. This guru is better, that guru is better. No, all gurus are same. There's no difference. So that is the first understanding you have to get. Because of lack of spiritual knowledge, lack of such subject knowledge, people form cults and then they commit offenses and they cause pain to the heart of the devotees. Because they're not taught. This is the biggest issue. Okay? Third, then how do I understand my guru gave instruction 1, another guru of Srila Prabhupada gave instruction 2, which one should I follow? This comes administrative in nature. Okay? Prabhu, if you read Hari Bhakti Vilas, there are thousands of instructions. Can you follow all of them? Not possible. So what you do, you take your primary Siksha Guru and Diksha Guru. Who's that? Your initiated spiritual master, your initiation given spiritual master. Whatever he says, you follow. Okay? Outside of that, you may hear the lectures of other Guru Maharajas. You may hear lectures of Siksha Gurus. You may hear the lectures of other Diksha Gurus. No problem. If it attracts you, if it likes you, and you think it is important for your spiritual growth, adopt that also. Otherwise, make that as optional. But your Diksha Guru, whatever instruction, teachings he gives, make that as the most important aspect of your life. This way, I can administrate myself in clearly navigating my spiritual journey. Otherwise, I'll be confused. Loknath Maharaj, if you take, for example, Maharaj is more about village preaching, is more about kirtan and things like that. That is his mood. Jayapatak Swami Maharaj, his mood is all about Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. His mood is very causeless mercy. Whatever mistakes you commit, you want to embrace and say, no problem, no problem. He'll just embrace you. That's his mood. Like that, each of them have different moods. We cannot follow all of them. We'll go mad. So what we do, if I am a disciple of ABC Maharaj, whatever instruction he gives, I'll follow. That's my life. But when other gurus speak, if there are very good technique or a good siksha is given, right, I want to follow that. You can follow it. But keep that as optional. But keep your Diksha Guru as mandate. If you have this consciousness, you will see that all disciples of Prabhupada are equal. I should not form cults. Whoever it may be, see him as a disciple of Prabhupada. Don't see him as a disciple of this Guru, that Guru. Change your consciousness. You may say others are not like that. Don't worry about others. Look at yourself. Fix your goal to the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Move towards that. Don't worry what others are doing. Worry about yourself. Deliver yourself, and that is in your hands. And that is exactly why IDC was brought in. IDC was brought in to establish the supremacy and the unique position of Srila Prabhupada, and that's what we're learning in IDC. Right? In fact, if you hear Atul Krishna Prabhu, who is the primary person who, teaching in Mayapur and the source behind IDC and all these things, you know what he says? He says that one should say that I am a Prabhupada Anugas. I am a disciple, grand disciple of Srila Prabhupada. That's it. One should never speak who is a spiritual master at any condition, any cost. And in fact, it's a crime to ask you're a disciple of whom. Because once you do that, what you're doing, you're forming cults, you're forming groups. You should not do that. That's what he teaches. He teaches very brilliantly. So, if you understand this to the real essence of it, we will not see, oh, Prabhu, he is from that Guru, he is from this Guru. No, we are a multi-Guru system. We have to see everyone with equality. Pandita Shama Darshina. Helps you, Pawan Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhu. But when we come across these kind of conflicts, as we see that, right? How should we take? How do we
ignore?
Ignore.
That should not worry your consciousness. Just ignore. Focus on the instructions of your Guru. Focus on your personal sadhana. Your consciousness is the missing link to the Lord as of now. Why we are not able to see Radha and Krishna pastimes? Our consciousness is still not connecting with Radha and Krishna. That's why we are not seeing them. For example, once Narada Muni, once Prabhupada was taking bath in Ganges, right? And suddenly he made a comment to his disciples that, can you see, Narada Muni and his disciples are all doing Sankirtan and then going like that. Prabhupada saw that. Prabhupada saw Narada Muni and all the associates of Narada Muni performing Sankirtan, walking and going. You see, what is he seeing? Look at his transcendental consciousness. Why we are not able to see? Because the consciousness is still the missing link with Radha and Krishna. So focus on that. Ignore all these things. Otherwise, you cannot live a happy life. If you come to management of ISKCON, the first thing you'll go is become a lunatic. You'll go hospitalized.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes,
Second question.
Okay. Mataji, 1 second, we'll finish Pawan Prabhu, then we'll come to you.
Yeah, yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Pawan Prabhu.
So Prabhu, as you told, so whoever we have taken initiation or part of a particular guru, say A, but you get attracted to Guru B also because of his qualities.
Yes.
So, but we need to align to our guru first, and whatever teachings that other guru is telling, we need to see how that can be aligned to our guru also and take it forward.
Perfect.
Should be the way. Right, Prabhu. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu. That's
And not following instruction of another guru is not an offense. Please understand.
correct.
Okay?
Thanks, Prabhu.
Yeah, good. Yes, Lokeshwari Mataji, please.
Prabhu, you said that we should all think ourselves as sons and daughters or grandchildren of Srila Prabhupada only.
Yeah.
And also you said that we are not supposed to openly say he is my guru, whoever has given you Diksha.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Not a good
Because what happens? By continuously talking about that, we are forming groupisms.
idea. Now, what
To
I want
avoid
to
that
ask,
groupisms, to mature our consciousness to higher plane, we are recommending this idea.
and this is what the Ritvik people are also suggesting. No, accept only Prabhupada, accept only Prabhupada.
No. Ritvik concept is different. This is not Ritvik concept. I'm not talking Ritvik concept.
Like, sort of.
No.
Because Diksha and everything they give, only Prabhupada they keep and they give.
No, I'm not teaching Ritvik concept now. I'm only saying when you're with a group of people, avoid talking that you're disciple of this guru. But Ritvik means no worship of guru only. I am talking about you should worship your guru as you're not different from Krishna. That's what I explained the entire 1 hour. No?
Yes, Prabhu.
Then how is it Ritvik?
Yes, Prabhu. But sort of looks similar. That's
No.
why I asked you.
To avoid groupism, publicly do not mention. Otherwise, you're meditating on your spiritual master all the time. You please understand the context I'm talking. Mataji, is it clear?
Very clear, Prabhu.
Only to avoid groupism in the temples or in our organization, avoid saying, I am so and so, you are so and so. Like, no. Just to avoid groupism. Otherwise, you're going to meditate on the instructions of your spiritual master. There's no doubt about it. You will worship your spiritual master on the altar every day. You'll offer flowers to him. I told you will worship him by reciting the 3 pranama mantras 3 times Trikalam every day. I mentioned
Yes,
all of them. So where is Ritvikism coming here? Ritvik means rejecting your guru, only taking Prabhupada. So this is not Ritvikism.
Okay, Prabhu. Knowingly only I asked, Prabhu.
Yeah, no problem. But my duty is to ensure that you're clear.
Yeah, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Okay. So good. I hope you all enjoyed the class today. I hope now you all have clarity about spiritual masters. I hope that you have who's a Siksha Guru, who's a Diksha Guru, how do you treat with other gurus, position of Srila Prabhupada, and what is the Guru representation as per what the Shastra told. We gave reference from Chaitanya Charitamrita, we gave reference from Srimad Bhagavatam. We also took example from Bhakti Sandarbha as per Jiva Goswami. So we did all these things today. I hope that you will meditate on what we discussed today and perfect your consciousness. Consciousness should be perfected, right? And that is what will take you back home. An improper consciousness cannot reach home. Please understand that. An improper consciousness cannot reach home back to Godhead. Proper consciousness is what will reach home. So, every day plan, how do I purify my consciousness? How do I improve my consciousness? That is what you should meditate on. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Is it okay if I can ask one more question?
Sure.
Prabhu, say, for example, I take an initiation from a Guru 1, okay? And the Guru has left this world, but you already have developed that connection and that connection and relationship with the Guru. Now, when you have to take the second initiation, you may have to take with another Guru.
Correct.
Right? It's like say Guru Tattva actually. So how does that you are developing one more relationship with another Guru? How should we do it, Prabhuji? I'm not able.
That's a good question you're asking. So let me explain that. So Bhanuswami, you know Bhanuswami, right?
Yeah, bro.
He is a disciple, he's a Harinam disciple of Prabhupada, but he took sannyasi disciple from His Holiness Jayapuraks Swami Maharaj. Okay? Srila Prabhupada is a disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, but he took sannyasi disciple from whom?
Ishvara Puri.
Ishwar.
Keshava Bharati.
Keshav Bharati Maharaj. Please know your spiritual master and your founder Acharya properly. So now, please understand, that's why we talked about the entire subject as Guru Parampara. Okay, so it is not different. Please understand that. Okay, but administratively, practically, we'll talk how do we do. So you've taken initiation Harinam from Guru A and you took Brahmanical Diksha from Guru B. In such a scenario, you have to keep the photographs of both the Gurus in your altar. First step. You have to recite the Guru Pranama of both the Gurus every day. Third, you have to follow the instructions of both the Gurus. Okay? So this is very important. But please understand, both these Gurus will never contradict in their instruction. Both of them will only speak as an extract of Srila Prabhupada. That is the magic. So, if you are going to follow the instructions of Prabhupada, you will see that you're fulfilling the instruction of Guru A and Guru B. There will not be any confusion for you. But administratively, you will see that you have two photos on the altar. You will have two mantras that you have to recite every day. And that is the administratively, you will be taking a constraint. Otherwise, nothing else.
Okay.
Is it clear, Prabhu?
But there was one more follow-up question in one of the forums, Prabhuji. Like, for example, Guru A, will he, before he leaves this body or leaves this world, will he tell that, yes, for the next initiation, you can take it from my disciples?
No.
Then we should have nothing like that. Is it?
In fact, our Guru Maharaj has mentioned something like that. He said, he named the three other Gurus. Okay. I think he named Radhanath Maharaj. He named, I forgot the names actually. He said that one can accept the Siksha instructions from them also. Like that he said. That means you heard Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj lecture and you heard an instruction. He says, I'm fine, you're following it, no issues like that. My Guru Maharaj told. So that those are no issues actually. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so that you can do. But you remember, generally your Siksha Guru will be servant of your Diksha Guru only. Okay. So when you hear from your Siksha Guru, you will see it is not different from your Diksha Guru. And your Diksha Guru is not different from Srila Prabhupada. That's how the alignment comes. And hence, your life made is easy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
During Madurai convention,
Huh.
he has named three people like
Gurus, representative. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
So not only that, he is going to name much more. Totally, our Guru Maharaj wants to make about 100 Diksha Gurus, right? So which will happen in the due course of time. So after Guru Maharaj leaves this body, right? So one can optional, it is optional. It is not mandatory. They can take instruction from these 100 Gurus, or they can take Diksha, next Diksha levels also from these Gurus. It's optional. He's just making that platform, that's it. There's no mandatory.
Only instructions or even get initiated, Prabhu?
Both. But it's optional, remember that. tomorrow you can choose, no, I want to go to Mahatma Das. I want to get initiated from. I want to go to Vaisheshika Prabhu. I want to get initiated from. Yeah, you can. No issues. Okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Okay, good set of questions. I hope you all going to meditate on this. If there are any further questions, we can post in the same Canto 2 group and we can answer them so that everyone also learns that as an answer. Everyone learns the whole thing properly. Okay? Shall we end the class today? So next week we'll continue with 2.7 and we'll go into just scheduled incarnations of the Lord and I'll understand. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Vancha Kalpataru,
Hari.
Kripa Sindhu Bevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai, Vaishnav Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Tat Sat. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Prabhu.
you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Thank you,
Pranam.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay.